Hello, this is Larry Bodine with today's program, A Wake-Up Call, Essential Mobile Marketing for Law Firms. I'm going to talk to you today about the sea change in the way that clients find attorneys, and the one thing that made all the difference in the world, and it's this little smartphone. My name is Larry Bodine. I'm editor-in-chief of Lawyers.com. We cover legal news for consumers as well as cutting-edge legal topics for ordinary people. I've also spent the last 22 years as a law firm business development and marketing advisor, and I'm going to bring you the benefit of my years of experience for you today. Here's what we're going to cover in this program. I'm going to give you some compelling reasons to have a mobile website, and I'm going to also tell you how mobile websites differ from the website that is accessed by a PC. I'm going to describe what is and what is not mobile friendly, and then I'm going to give you a demonstration with a site where you can build your own mobile website on the fly. I'm going to also give you just a little bit of a discussion on the hot trend in mobile marketing, which is whether to use responsive design or an MDOT website, which I'll explain later, and a case study of the McCarter and English law firm and how they converted their PC website into a mobile website. So here's the one striking thing that I want you to take home. If you take home one thing, take this home from this program, and that is that nowadays 3 out of 4 consumers, when they looked for a lawyer in the last year, they went online to do it. So let that sink in. If you're a practicing lawyer, that means 3 out of 4 of your clients, when they decided to retain you, went online and they looked at your bio, your practice description, and some information about your firm. This is a huge change, and it occurred in 2012. As you'll hear, this is a major year in the way that marketing and the way that client behavior changed. Smartphones are now outselling PCs. In fact, the sales of PCs in 2013 continued their decline. So fewer and fewer people are buying PCs, and more people are using smartphones to get the information that they consume. And also, another factor that has changed is that more and more people are using iPads and other tablets to get their information. In fact, what you see in a lot of people's homes in the evening now is a 3-screen setup. Someone will be watching TV, they'll have their iPad on their lap, looking things up, maybe looking things up involving the TV show, and they'll be using their smartphone to text people and to contact each other. Mobile internet users have grown 30% in 1 year to about 1.5 billion users worldwide. And what that means is 94% of U.S. consumers have a mobile phone. And people that have a mobile phone are going to look up all kinds of things. They're going to do their shopping, they're going to be doing their communicating, and they're going to be looking up law firms. In fact, according to Google, 1 in 4 searches that take place on Google are now conducted on a cell phone. And the other thing that you should bear in mind, this is an excellent time to start a mobile strategy because 54 of the AmLaw 200 law firms have created mobile websites. So if the mega firms that are making all the huge revenues and billing nearly $1,000 an hour are using mobile sites, it's time for you to consider doing it as well. You'll find that legal mobile websites are just becoming more and more common. In fact, Trial.com, the network of trial law firms, has an excellent mobile website. You can also get documents to go on a mobile phone, and you can even look up case law now on a mobile phone. And here's the interesting thing. According to research by the Research Institute group, 21% of people used a smartphone to search for an attorney. Now that never happened before 2012, but it's happening now. And for smart law firms, it's time to take advantage of that fact. The other thing that's taking place is that the is that the growth of tablets has just absolutely exploded. In fact, the lines between PCs and tablets is blurring. You know, they're becoming pretty much one and the same thing, but people prefer tablets because they turn on and off instantly. You don't have to wait 5 minutes for your PC to boot up. They have a long battery life, and of course, they're wonderfully portable. You can take them anywhere. And according to IDC, the number of tablets sold is going to surpass the number of PCs sold sometime by 2015. Now, mobile users behave a little bit differently from people who use PCs to look at websites. In fact, 67% are more likely to buy something from a business that has a mobile site, and they vote with their feet. 57% of consumers will not recommend a business if it has a poorly designed website, and I'm going to show you some examples of that. 61% of companies that do not have a mobile website are essentially driving their potential clients and potential customers to a competitor. So now is the time. One thing I want to clear up is the difference between a mobile website and an app. They pretty much look the same and work the same. However, there are some key differences. I think a mobile website is much more preferable because an app requires you to go online and download something. And then you have to install it. And if you're creating an app, you have to make sure that it works with all the different operating systems. It has to work with the iPhone, iOS. It has to work with Android, BlackBerry, and Windows mobile devices. And frankly, clients are just going to be more likely to simply visit a law firm website rather than to go all the trouble and download an app. Now, it's important that you ensure that your profiles that are online are on directories and legal profile sites that are mobile friendly. Now, I'm the editor-in-chief of Lawyers.com, so I want to point out the fact that if you go to Lawyers.com, the site is completely mobile friendly. It's been stripped down and it's been designed so that it's very easy for somebody to find an attorney on a mobile phone. Now let's spend a minute talking about designing a mobile website. It's similar in some ways, but different. Importantly, you need to convey the same branding. So you want to use the same fonts and colors and images. It's got to be easy to navigate. Remember now, you're working with people that don't have a mouse, and they're going to be using their cell phone to tap something with a finger. So whatever you put online has got to be able to do that. And you need to strip down all the content. So for example, on Lawyers.com, we have on the home page dozens of things for you to click on. But when you go to the mobile site, there's only 4 things. We've stripped it down to just the essentials. You need to have what we call click-to-call capability, which means that when you open something on your cell phone and you want to contact the attorney, it should just be a button push. Shouldn't make somebody actually dial a phone. You want to have mobile maps and much shorter forms. Nobody is going to fill out a complete form that's got 10 or 12 different fields, and you don't want to force people to type with their fingers to do something that would be simpler if they only had a keyboard. So here's some examples of what mobile friendly is not. What you are looking at here is sort of a blue field, and what somebody has done here is they've shrunken their PC website and put it onto a mobile phone. And as you can see, it's completely unreadable. Another thing to avoid doing is to take your home page and put it on a mobile phone so that there are no images. And in the example of this firm, all there is a paragraph of text, which is sort of the firm's summary, and then there are a couple of links below it which are so tiny that it's impossible to touch any single one of them with your fingers. And another thing to avoid is this example here, where you have a bio that just goes on and on and on and on a screen. Nobody on a mobile phone is going to have the patience to do that, and it's not mobile friendly. Now, what mobile friendly is in the example here on lawyers.com, make that a little bit larger, you can see that it's very efficient. All of the extraneous links have been boiled down so that your options are basically to find a lawyer, learn about your legal issue, ask a question, or read legal news. We've made it very simple for the mobile phone user. And here's an example of the Lightfoot law firm. Once again, they're using a single column layout. Everything is very efficient. You can click a link for attorneys and for other points of interest on the website, and everything is very easy to find on the diminished size of a mobile screen. And once again, here's another example of the Sutherland law firm, which has an excellent mobile site. They've taken everything and put it into a single column, so you just simply scroll down with your mobile phone and everything is easy to find. So they've maintained all of the information while at the same time preserving all the design. So let's look at an example. I want to do a demonstration for you. So here we have the PC version of the Deutsch, Kerrigan & Stiles website. And this is what it looks like on a PC. Now, when you open it on a mobile phone, as you can see, it's pretty difficult to read. So why don't we do some reconstruction of this website on the fly, and I'll show you how much better we can make it look on a mobile phone. So obviously, this is not designed for a mobile PC, rather a mobile phone. And what if we made it look something like this? Now you see DKS in nice large letters. You have 6 easy-to-choose choices here. You've got home, profile, practice, and so forth. And it preserves the color and sort of the basic theme of the PC website. Isn't this nice? Well, let me show you how we can do this in a matter of a few minutes. You can go to a free site and experiment all you want. It's called Duda Mobile. So here's how it works. This is a screenshot of the Duda Mobile website, and all I've done here in the box is type in the, whoops, back up again. I've typed in the web address of the firm, dkslaw.com. And now, Duda Mobile will take you to a screen where you can play around a little bit with the layout. And in this case, I've chosen the matrix layout. And it's going to look something like this. And you can see it's picked up the olive colors, which is one of the colors. And it looks good, but it's kind of drab. So let's make it a little bit more exciting. Well, now you can you click on the next button, and go to the next screen, and now you can change the style. And you can do this all on the fly on the web. So as you can see here, we're just looking at the black and white and olive theme. So what if we change it a little bit so that we can now maybe add a little bit of blue, which is part of the design. And as you can see, doesn't it look nice with a couple of colors? Let me go back. Here it is in olive, and here it is with the second color. And again, you can do this for free, and you can experiment all you want so that you can get an idea of how you want your mobile website to look. And there's no obligation. Another thing I recommend is that you use the business cards of a company called Visibility, which has recently been acquired by Allstate Legal, to use your business cards. Because there's an interesting thing that happens when many people in their signatures on their email will have a link that you can click and it will take you to your V card. And that's a great idea so long as you are looking at, or rather you're using a device that works with Windows. But obviously the Apple iPhone and the iOS doesn't work with Windows, and you're just going to get an error screen. So what I use instead is the Visibility business card, and you can see what it does very nicely is it puts up a picture, a button to push to make a call, a button to push to send an email, and then some options to forward or to email the V card. So I would recommend this for people that are contemplating a mobile website. Now, there's two approaches, technically, and if you're thinking about a mobile site, you're going to encounter this. One approach to creating a mobile website is the conventional, or M-DOT approach. And this is when somebody visits your website, the website will detect what kind of a device it is, and it will either send it to a site that is designed for Android phones, for BlackBerries, for Apple phones, and so forth. And it will present the mobile site as opposed to the PC site. The drawback to it is it's very hard to optimize this to improve your search engine rankings, because now you have at least 4 or more websites that you have to optimize, and you have to basically create a custom content for each platform. So the more modern approach these days is something that's called responsive design. And essentially what it is web code that recognizes the device and simply resizes it. So it can tell if what you're looking at is a cell phone or if what you're looking at is an iPad, and it will resize it accordingly. So the advantage is that you only build one website. This is the approach that Google recommends. The website will have a single URL or web address, and it's much easier to optimize to come up higher in search engines. The only drawback is it takes a little bit more time to program and is a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, I think it all pays off. So let's talk about how websites on a mobile phone are different from on a PC. The key thing you have to understand about a mobile website is that people that are looking at your website on a mobile phone are looking to do something immediately. They're not thinking of printing it out because they can't print it out, and they're not thinking of saving it and coming back. And the best example I can give is somebody who's been stopped for a DUI. This is somebody who's going to pick up their mobile phone and try to figure out, what should I do next? In other words, the driver is looking for some sort of information that they can get immediately. So the lesson from this is your mobile phone should have 3 things for this person who is looking to get information immediately: your contact information, your practice specialty, and any frequently asked questions sites that you want them to know about. So let me show you how we do it on lawyers.com. On lawyers.com, you can look up a legal issue, and here you come to the page on DWI, DUI, and there's a section on field sobriety tests and stops. And that will lead you to an article, which will then lead you to, as part of the article, the key thing that you want to know. Whoops, backing up a little bit here. Which is that if you've had something to drink and you've been stopped for a DUI, it really doesn't make any sense to take the breathalyzer test. So this is the kind of information that's extremely useful, and you can respond to a potential client who needs to know something right on the spot. Some other practical examples of how a mobile site can be used in business development. Here's a common situation. A lawyer's name is given to a general counsel as being the best person to handle a specific matter. And of course, what the general counsel is going to do is open up his or her cell phone, go online, and visit the law firm website for the attorney in question and check out their credentials right away. So for this scenario, your mobile profile should contain definitely information about the attorney, the firm's practice areas, and links to the lawyer's expertise, such as the blog that the firm has. Another scenario. This would be where a lawyer is at a conference and is meeting a prospective client. Something might come up in the conversation where the client identifies a legal problem, and if you have a mobile website, one of the things that the lawyer can do is immediately go to the firm's website and say, you know, we just issued an alert on that exact topic, and if you'd like to see what it is, I can call it up and show it to you right away. This is very impressive. You can, again, deal with a question or demonstrate your credibility instantly with a mobile phone. And this is why your mobile website should be optimized to show alerts, publications, and news. And then finally, another very common scenario, and that is where the client is headed for your office and has forgotten the address. Of course, the first thing that they're going to do when they're on the subway, when they're on a car, when they're in a cab, is they're going to go to their mobile phone and they're going to hit the Maps application. But if they don't remember the address, they're going to go to your law firm website. And that's where you should make it very easy for them to see your firm's offices, maps, as well as directions to your office. Again, this is a situation where the client doesn't want to pick up the phone and get directions. They just want to go on their mobile device and find the answer immediately. So now let's take a minute and discuss some elements about how you can set up your mobile site for smartphones. And let's start with news. Most law firms are going to have a site with information, current information and other activities of the firm in the news section. So here you see the lawyers.com website. And one of the options is to read legal news. And you can see how we've got it spelled out here. We use WordPress, which produces a nice vertical series of links so that you can basically see the title, you can see the date and a little bit of information about the article, and then you just tap on it to get more. So one of the things we track on lawyers.com is stupid criminals. We love to tell stories about all the dumb things that criminals did to get themselves arrested. And so here's an example of an alleged pot dealer who sat down on his phone and butt dialed the police. He was in the middle of a drug transaction, and when he called 911 with his butt, because it was in his back pocket, the police listened in, and they figured out where he was, and they came over and arrested him. And let me back up a minute. And there you can see it. There's the cell phone in the back pocket. So this is all designed to be optimally read on a mobile phone. So you may not have stupid criminal examples on your law firm website, but I think you get the idea. Now let's go to the all-important issue of finding a lawyer. So here we have the lawyers.com site, and you go on, click on Find a Lawyer, and it will take you to a page that lets you enter in the topic or the area of practice, and here it's trial law and the location. We're here in New York City, and then you just click the search button. And as you can see on lawyers.com, it brings up exactly what somebody on a mobile phone wants to see. There's a picture, the address, you can get directions, you can click on a link to get the website, and most importantly, they just push one button to type an email. They don't have to know your email address and type it in. And the same thing, it's all designed to provoke immediate response. If they want to call you, they just tap a button and bingo, they're on the line. And you've probably landed a new client. And now for a real-life case history of how a law firm in Newark, New Jersey created a mobile website and did so quite successfully. I spoke with Jeffrey Goldberg at McCarter & English. He's the Chief Advancement Officer or the Chief Marketing Officer. And I talked to Diane Bluestein, the Digital Communications Specialist. This is a firm with 400 lawyers and 7 offices. They launched their website last February, just a few months ago. And it was part of an overall redesign of their website, and it only cost them $5,000. That's a lot of bang for the buck. And they used the original approach, which is the MDOT approach that I described earlier, and it was based on the developer's template. So one nice thing is when they update the primary PC website, it automatically updates the mobile website. And each lawyer in the firm is issued a BlackBerry or can buy a cell phone so that when they're out meeting potential clients, they have a device that can respond to a client's or a potential client's needs and interests immediately, right on the spot. So here's what their website looks like on a PC. And you can see there's a lot going on here. There's graphics and so forth, lots of things to click on, lots of pictures. And off to the right, you'll see how nicely it translates into a nice one-column vertical website that has all of the links that are presented on the primary site. But in this case, it's all been designed for a mobile phone so that it's easy to use and operate. And you can see all of the things that duplicate. There's an article about a partner who has just given a talk, and that appears in both the mobile and the PC site. And then as well, there's all the links that are across the top of the page on the PC site, and they're set down vertically in blue bars on the mobile site. So it's all very efficient, all very effective. So they have three areas. They have news, which is the typical partner achievements, partner rankings, new partners, interviews, and so forth. They have a resources page, which covers white papers, presentations, analyses that they've done for clients, and then events, which are typically client seminars. And here's one of the really nice things. It's the lawyer bio. So one of the cool things I want you to notice about the lawyer bio on the website is that it has a QR code. Now, it's very easy to download a program on your cell phone that will let a person scan the QR code, and it will produce further information. So it's another clever way of using technology to make it easier for mobile phone operators to use your website. You've got a really nice, this is like my visibility bio. You've got a really nice bio here where you can download the V card. You can find the person in Google. You can view other people at the firm. And it's all nicely collected and very well presented and all designed to respond to people who need information immediately. So in conclusion, what I've tried to give you is basically a wake-up call that if you've been thinking about using a mobile website, now is the time to do so. Bear in mind that 3 out of 4 people, when they go online, when they look for an attorney, will go online. They're going to be checking out your website. They're going to be looking up your profile. And remember, there are 94% of people in the U.S. do have a smartphone, and that's how they're going to be looking you up. So we've covered some compelling reasons to have a mobile website, and now you can see how they're different from regular websites. Now you know what is and is not mobile friendly, and I recommend that you go to Duda Mobile and try out and create a mobile phone website and create one on the fly for yourself. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. You can reach me at larry.bodine@lexisnexis.com, and I thank you for your attention.